Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and today we're going to make a side kaleidoscope. I started by turning this shirt inside out. Well, it was turned inside out from the laundry. I wash everything inside out. Smooth out as many wrinkles as you possibly can. And then this shirt is going to be a side kaleidoscope. So I start by deciding where I want the center of my pattern to be, which is about 2 or 3 inches down from the underarm. Then I pick it straight up off the table, flop it back down on the table, and I have the top of the shirt up and the bottom of the shirt is folded up underneath the shirt. Then I turn it on its side, like as if I'm going to do a side fan fold. The only difference is I'm going to airplane fold this one instead of pleat fold it. And I'm making all of my airplane folds go towards the center of the shirt. That line where I picked it up and flipped it, that's the center of the shirt. And I hope that makes sense. And if you just watch how I do it, it should all come together. If you're on the right track, you're going to have multiple pleats on one side and just 2 on the other side. Now that I have all the airplane folds done, I'm going to simply accordion fold it. In the past, you've seen me turn it on its side and S pattern it back and forth. It's the same exact thing. It's just kind of easier to do it this way. And then I'm going to secure it by using rubber bands. And I'm just going to use rubber bands and make it work. And I'm considering going back to the white table because I'm finding that this black table is giving quite a glare on the project. It's kind of hard to see what I'm doing, but when I go to add the dye, you'll be able to see the pattern a little bit better. So for the setup, this is going to be an icedye. I got these little baskets at the dollar store, and then the plastic bin is also from the dollar store. I love the dollar store. And because of the shape of the project, it leans, it's not like flat. So I just took one of my silicone cake molds and rolled it up to prop it up. That way it's a nice flat surface and makes it easy for me to add the dye and then the ice. And then I'm just going to stripe out some colors, and you can use any colors you want. You can do a single color dye, you can do a rainbow, do whatever makes you happy. For this one, I wanted to go dark and do purple and black. I want to give a big shout out and a special thank you to the newest channel members, Moon Dyes, Cassandra Enlow, and Christy Knight. Thank you so very much for your membership. All of your proceeds will go back into the channel so that I'm able to continue to bring out content. And for those of you that are already channel members, thank you for still being continued channel members. And a big thank you to all of you that tune in on a regular basis, watch all of my videos, leave a thumbs up, leave some comments. You've got your bell turned to all, that way you don't miss anything. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Next, to give the project a quick little sprinkle of soda ash for good measure, and I'm going to add my ice. And I'm going to be using my Frigidaire nugget ice for this project. Now, here's my thought process on this. I'm going to fill the entire basket up with ice. I know it seems a little bit wasteful, but my thought was if I use my nugget ice and just try to put it on the top of the project, it's going to end up knocking the dye off and falling down into the basket anyways. So if I start by filling up the basket first, I'm building up a nice foundation, and then when I get all the way up to the top, it'll hold all the dye and the ice in place. And it actually worked out really well. Off camera, I did add a second layer of the nugget ice just because there was so much undissolved dye. Then I let it melt down again, and I checked the back of it, and it had quite a bit of undersaturation. Now at this point, you could leave it. Half of the pleats were saturated, but I wanted maximum saturation on the shirt. So I'm just going to flip it over and repeat the process. Now this time I'm changing up my ice, and I have a reason for this. I need to clean out my freezer. So what I did was I filled up old liquid dye into my giant big square cubes here. And over time they have like swollen up and gotten bigger than the ice trays. And now I have dye all over my freezer. So I have to get all of the ice out so I can clean that up. So instead of just taking the ice cube trays out and letting them melt and all that ice going to waste, I'm going to use up all of my ice cubes, and then when I get it all out of there, I'm going to clean up this horrendous mess. So just a tip, if you guys want to do the ice cube dyes with the liquid, don't fill your ice trays up all the way. Leave a little bit of room for them to swell up, because this is going to be a major, major mess. But I'm basically repeating the process. So the big giant ice cubes are the perfect size for this project. If you have these ice trays, you could have started out with them instead of using nugget ice. There is a link down below for these ice trays and everything else that I use for tie-dye, except for the Dollar Tree stuff. So I recommend that you check that out. And it also just so happened that I was bagging up ice with my commercial ice machine, so I decided to just sort of fill in the gaps with the commercial ice. They're just bigger cubes. It's like the size that you get at the grocery store when you buy bags of ice. Just to fill any gaps, and so try to help get that dye moving. And many of you know that I dye out on a sun porch, and so it's cold right now, and I take my projects indoors where it's warmer. So instead of carrying around all of that muck water, I just decided to get a new container. That way, if I trip and fall, I'm not pouring muck water all over the place. Then it's recommended that you let your project batch at 70 degrees or higher for at least 24 hours, and this project ended up batching for the full 48 hours, and then some, just because I couldn't get to the rinse out right away. And that's okay. If it has to go for 3 days, 4 days, no problem. After around the 48-hour mark, the soda ash and the procion dye really aren't having their reaction anymore, so it stops, and then the project begins to dry out. It really is no big deal. Just get to your rinse out whenever you can. And then I'm going to treat it like I always do. So I'm going to start by using cold water. That's going to rinse away any soda ash that might still be reacting within the project. And then increase my water up to hot and rinse until the water runs pretty much clear. Now for this one, I was washing it with other purple things, and I did not rinse it very long. My back was killing me. So there's still a lot of colored dye going down the drain, but I'm fine with that. I use Keralan in the washing machine, and the Keralan bonds with the unbonded dye, so I don't have a lot of issues. So I do hot water cycles using Keralan, and then I will do a final hot water cycle using Millsoft. And Millsoft is a professional fabric softener. And then I will put the projects in the dryer and I'll iron them, and we'll come back and we'll see the results. Well, here it is, guys. Here's our side kaleidoscope after it's been washed and dried, and I think the shirt turned out really pretty. I love the black and the purple combination. This black ends up sort of breaking down more into a pretty navy blue. Now, if you did it with liquid, it would be kind of like a blue-black, but with ice dye, as you know, it kind of breaks things down into their component colors, and this one happens to lean towards the blue. Other blacks lean towards red. It just depends on how they're mixed. And then the ultraviolet is a really nice dark purple, and then the deep purple is the brighter purple, and just the combination of all the colors together are just working really well. I'm super pleased with the way this turned out. This was my first time trying to do a full side kaleidoscope. Some of you may remember I was doing a side fan fold and gave up and then turned the back half of it into a kaleidoscope. So this particular shirt was inspired by that, and I think it turned out great, and I'm definitely going to make more in all kinds of colors because I think it turned out really fun. So what do you guys think? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell and set it to all. That way you get notified of future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing.